So you just got the monies and you want to put a bit of cash into Upland to keep your stacks fat and healthy, right? You're incredibly smart though, and you're a sophisticated investor and Uplander, and you've watched my video on getting more UPX for your USD. So you know there's a good way and a bad way to do it, and you want to get the most for your USD. Hey there, John Henry here, Slingshot Futures Trading Group, SSFTG. I hope your ventures in the meta have been incredibly fruitful. I had a few of my NFT flips sell on Crypto.com. I've got a video that goes over Crypto.com and the NFT flips and all of that. Still got a couple left. Grabbed some of these moles on an incredible discount, but we've had a few of them flipping, and with some of that, I want to use some of that to reinvest some of that profit back into Upland, and I wanted to do it on video so you can see how I do it at least. I'm going to be using my Crypto.com debit card as well. That way I can earn more Crow rewards back, keep my DeFi stacks going. Nothing like buying virtual NFT gaming goods and still adding to your retirement portfolio. Gotta love it. I'll show as much as I can, but of course I will have to block a few bits to not give away all of my details. So the first thing that we need to do is set aside our budget. We can't just go all willy-nilly. For me personally, I've got about $80 that I want to reinvest into this, and that should put me a little bit over the 2 million UPX mark as well, which would be kind of fun. So, you know, personal bits out of there, at least it'll be a little bit of a perk going over 2 million, and that's a fun little bonus for me. Now, I know that the LA launch is around the corner. Depending on when this video comes out, it may have already come out, but at the time of recording this, LA and the launch for Los Angeles is around the corner, and there are going to be people who are trying to get as liquid as they can, meaning that they're going to try to sell all of their properties or a lot of their properties that they don't necessarily want to hold on to. They're lesser properties, the less important ones, the commons, if you will. And, you know, along with that, while they're trying to get as liquid as possible, I want to be as well, but I want to do it in a smart way, and that's why I'm going to be using USD, so that way I can keep my UPX stacks nice and healthy for when LA goes live. My goal for this USD that I'm going to be putting in, the $80 or so, isn't long-term collections. I'm not going to be looking to buy into this and hold on for the next 7 years. Not for these. What I'm looking for here are undervalue flips that I can sell for quick UPX. But if they don't sell in time for LA, I don't want to just be left holding a bag of something that didn't flip. That's no skin off my back because we're buying them under value, right? We're still getting them on the cheap. They're still under markup, meaning that their earnings are going to outpace what we actually paid for them anyway. They're good value properties, and those are almost always going to sell for a profit later on regardless. Plus, it keeps my Upland inventory churning while I'm stuck here in San Francisco waiting for LA to launch. So it keeps things kind of going here. So let's head over to UPXLand, and they just had a nice little update on their website. Looks great, by the way. So UPXLand properties, and we'll see what we can find. So here over on upxland.me/properties, we're under the properties list. I want to look for undervalued properties, but we want to be a little bit smart in terms of where people are the most likely to be getting rid of properties. So first, let's use a quick resource check here and go to the analytics tab on the marketplace, and we want to see how many properties are available and where they're available. Because basically, where there are more properties available, that's where people are going to be a little bit more desperate to dump because it's going to be harder to flip. As an example, someone selling right next to an unminted property that I could easily just go and get myself is going to be a hard sell for them, right? And in this case, that's exactly kind of what we want to be looking for. We want to be looking for them to be liquidating at a really, really big discount so we can use to our advantage. Now, I don't really care in this case if they're FSA or not because I'm not looking for unminted properties. But what I want to see is I want to see how many are left. So if we go under the city type, Kansas City is an example. Let's get rid of all of the other ones but Kansas City, and that'll give us an idea as to how many are left. It's at the bottom of the list. There are 43,000 properties, close to 44,000 left in terms of the count here. Now, if we look at, let's say, Staten Island obviously isn't going to have anything, Nashville, and we'll take a look at what is over in Nashville. That's double at 87,000. So we know that Nashville and Kansas City are going to be good places to look in terms of picking up properties on the cheap. So let's jump back over on UPXLand really quick and note that we have Nashville and Kansas City as the two areas of interest. Well, that's not the one I want. So we'll go to Kansas first, and what I'm looking for is I'm looking for people to be selling in USD, and I want to see them selling at undervalue, preferably. Now, if I just do a regular search and I do a quick search for markup, the lowest one I get is 165%. So nobody is, according to this, selling undervalue. Here's the thing that I found, though. This is only so accurate. There are so many different neighborhoods that this doesn't really keep up very well. Let me show you an example. So let's go by neighborhood, and let's break this down, and we'll pick like 3 at a time, and we'll do a search. Now here, the lowest one's 227%, so no change there. 1, 2, 3, and we'll get 3 new ones. And we'll keep going down the list. Now there's 112. This is already lower than what we had seen on the previous page. So we're getting close to value already. Let's keep going and see if anybody's trying to flip undervalue. Okay, so I just found one. It's not really one that I want to be buying this time around because it blows a lot of the budget. I want to find a couple smaller properties. They tend to flip a little bit easier. But here's a really good example of one that's actually selling at a 10% discount off of the last price. The mint price was $55,454, and you'll notice that's the last price. That means that it cost them effectively $55.50, we'll say, in order to mint the property in terms of an UPX equivalent. They're selling it for 50 USD though. So if I were to buy this for 50 bucks, I could then turn around and try to sell it even at 55,000 at mint price. I would still be making about $5 on my investment just going this route. Now, this one's a little bit higher on the cost scale. I don't really want to be looking for this, but it's a good example of exactly what we're looking for here. All right, here we go. This is a perfect one that I'm looking for. So we've got a sale price of $9. It's at a 95% markup, which means that the last price, well, the last price was $10,000. They're selling it at $9, but the mint price is $94.71. So it's about $9.50 that we're getting at about a 50-cent discount. It's nothing crazy, but we do know that these smaller properties do tend to flip a little bit better. So let's find this one. This is a great example. So we'll take the address, we'll copy it over. We'll do a little bit of a search here and see if we can find this one. It is in Kansas City, so we'll do that. We'll select that, and we'll drive right on over. Let GPS do all the work for us here, and it'll zoom in right on the property. Now, the property will be right in the middle here, and again, this is a great example of what I'm talking about. It's hard for them to sell when there's a bunch of unminted ones across the way. For me, it doesn't make sense to fly all the way over here. That would be even more expensive. It makes more sense for me to look at something like this and say, you know what? That's an undervalued property. If it doesn't sell, it's still going to be earning 136 just sitting there by itself, so we can add this to our stack. So here it comes up and it says, now remember, you're going to be spending about $9.45. If we look at the analytics of this, that's exactly what the mint price was. I'm effectively minting this property without having to even travel there. That is perfect, right? Now, it's not a huge discount, but it saves me the flight, right? I don't have to fly all the way over here, so we'll go into this. We'll do our normal codes and all that other stuff here. How many is that? There we go. Do that real quick. Now, what this is going to do is it's going to pop up and it's going to ask you, what do you want to use? Now, I'm glad that it didn't show my entire balance here because that wouldn't have helped me. It's going to show you all the different cards that you've got available, your current wallet balance if you wanted to reinvest some of your sales, or if you want to use your PayPal account, a debit card, etc. So you can go from there. Now, I don't know if it's going to show this next part. So we'll go in and I'll select the one that I want to use. We'll use that one, minting on the blockchain. And for basically minting price, we have secured that property without me even having to travel over there. So out of our $80, we've now spent $9.45, so we can kind of keep track of what we're looking for. Let's keep the hunt going. Ooh, lordy, we found some sales now, 86, 93, and these are some cheapies too. I love it. All right, let's grab this first one here. This is the first one on the list. We're looking at $8.90. That's what I'm talking about. Let's find this flip here. We're going to go in here, do the search. We'll find it over there in Kansas City. Make sure that we've got the right one, but we'll let the GPS do all the work for us here. This is a corner property, which makes it beautiful, $8.90. If it just sits here and does nothing, it's going to earn $148. That is exactly what I am looking for. It's going to be $934. So let me make a note of that, minus $934. in terms of the valuation. Again, if we go back to the overall pricing, that's below mint price. Now we're talking. Now we're getting some real discounts here. Let's add that to our property stack. Mint that bad boy in the blockchain. Keep it going. And there she is. All right. So keeping the tally going here, we've got about 6121 left to go. So let's see what other properties we can add to the list. The other one on the list was down here. This one is 93% off. So let's grab this one as well and take a look at how this bad boy looks. We'll go to search, jump on over there to Campbell Street. It's not it's nothing too fancy, but again, it's right around the good value. It's underneath. If we pay, it's $934. If we look at the actual market analytics at $934, that's still less than minting price. So let's do it. This is another one that we're definitely going to be adding to the stack here. $934, that's what it was. I almost forgot how much it was going to be. Let me add that to my list as well. $934, and then we can keep the hunt going. There we go. All right, now we've got a couple chonky ones that have shown up on the list. They're pretty cheap, 87s. If we look at the overall valuations, one cool thing that UPXLand, that they've got on here, you can click the little eye icon, and you can see which one offers the best. So this is 280.63. This is 364. That's $22. This one's 27. And 27 is 447. Wow, that's a huge increase. It's about $10 more for a pretty big difference on the bottom line. So we've got a couple different variables that we can go with. In terms of the overall pricing, this one's the cheapest at 17, and given what I'm trying to do, that's going to be the best bet for me for what I'm looking for here. So let's get this going on the list, but I will leave these here. By the time this recording comes out, they might not be available anymore, but if you're looking for some undervalues, that'll be a nice one. Let me jump over here. Ooh, this one's nice and far away. All right. Spreading out the properties. Let's make sure that we get the right one. This should be from Austin Eddy. Right here. Yep, for $17. That fits the bill. Let's add that to the portfolio list. $17.85. So effectively $17,085. If we look at the overall minting price, it was $19,048. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get that bad boy on the list here as well. $17.85. Get that on there. Let me add it to my list. Minus $17.85. A little bit more of an expensive one, but that's okay. We can add that to the list. It will be a higher earner, so that'll help us out. We've got about $34 left, and if it just sits, it's earning 280 UPX by itself. All right, we've got ourselves another one right here. Let's see if we can find it. It looks about $8.90. Let's do the search. See if you can pull this bad boy up. Jump on over there and grab this one. This one should be from Buy2440. Let's see here. Buy2440 for $8.90. It's going to be $934 again, so we'll go in. $934. Add that to the list. Come on now. There we go. Beautiful. We've got about $24 left. Let's see what else we can find. Ooh, lordy, we found a really, really good one here. Let's jump on over there. We've got a 79% markup. 15,000 was the minting price. Let me jump on this one a little bit quicker here. When they start dipping that low, that's when things, that's when they start selling a little bit quicker. Let's jump over here quick. Make sure we got the right one. $12 for 123, right? $12 for 123. That's the one. Let's add that to the list as well. It's going to be $12.60. $12 and... Oh no, I can't buy it! Oh no, it looks like somebody else already bought it. Oh no, I missed that one. That one's gone. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. That one moved a little bit too fast. The next one is 89% at 29. All right, well, that was a miss. Let's see if we can find the next. I'm starting to get greedy now. We've got 93%, but I just came off the back of the 70%. I've got to remember the Grakemore to Greenway Fields. We might have to come back for this one, but I'm going to see if I can find some better deals here. Okay, well, I did find one, but this is definitely not in the leftover budget here. We're looking at a $158 sale price, but depending on when this video comes out, if you're looking for a heck of a deal, that's way below the mint price. That is a huge earner right there. All right, we've got another one, which is a little over budget. This one is at $28. It's at, we've got about 84% markup. The actual list price is $33,000, which is absolutely insane. I'm going to see if I can find a better value one here that isn't so over budget. I don't want to push it too far here, but this is a nice one that we're definitely going to be coming back to. All right, there we go. Now we found one. We got a $13 one. It's at an 85% list. Mint price, sorry, was $15,246. Let's figure out where this one is here. Jump on over. Grab this bad boy. Unless we miss this one too. It should be from the Janitor 80. Right on the corner. Nice for 13 bucks. Beautiful. 1365 is going to be the total on that one. 1365. Perfect. And I doubt I'm going to be able to find anything else for less than that. So that is going to be the final one on the list. Let me do a final tally here. Okay, actually, after a bit of quick math, I've got about $11 left. I'm going to try to get the hunt going for one more small property here, see if we can make it fit. All right, I think we found one. It's an 88% markup. Mint price was $10,000. The sale price is $890. Let's see if we can grab this one here. All right, let's go in there. Get that covered, jump over. Hopefully I don't get swerved on this one here. All right, cool looking property, $890. Perfect, perfect. Double check, reconfirm real quick. We got everything on the right place. Yep. 934 is going to be the last little bit here. Come on now. And there we go. Perfect. We got the last one added to the portfolio. So with that, out of the whole thing, we had $80 initially that I was looking to put in. We've got $1.69 that's left over after everything is said and done. Now, remember, if I were to have just gone in, if I need the UPX really fast, then just putting $80 in and getting 80,000 UPX straight out of the gates is going to be a significantly more beneficial, faster way to do things. But by doing it this way, what I'm looking at doing instead of getting 80,000 by adding a bit of time, because it will take a little bit of time to flip, now instead of the 80,000, I have a potential of, let me do some quick math here. Okay, after doing some quick math and getting everything all set on the spreadsheet, the ones that we're looking at are these right here. So instead of just getting a straight up 80,000 UPX, going this route allows us to sell all of them at a value if they were to all sell at $117,465. So at $117,465, and we were looking to start out with 80,000, right? So remember that, 80,000 divided by the 117,465. I mean, you can see the percentage difference is ridiculous. We're looking at a 31% gain. Now, obviously the huge difference here is that it's all about timing. If you need it faster for a specific launch or something, you may have a tough time, right? That might be a little bit more difficult because you don't know if these are going to flip fast enough. But if you do have a little bit of a time buffer and you've got some ability to, you know, give it a little bit of wiggle room before things kick off, then this is a really, really good way to do it. Along with that, if we go over, we can see that I finally made it over that 2 million UPX mark, which is awesome. We've increased our property allotment, and I didn't even have to travel to do it. So that's going to do it, and that's the whole budget spent. I hope this helps you understand what I mean by buying under value and flipping for UPX, right? This is a really good way that we potentially, just give it enough time, it will be an increase of about 30% on our UPX value just by going this route. Now, obviously, I'm hoping that they sell a little bit faster, so I'm going to price them a little more aggressively and still try to bank an extra 20% ahead of LA. But either way, you can see the value of that. By buying under mint, I've got a huge amount of flexibility. If you aren't in Upland yet, make sure to use my referral link in the description. It gets you in the game with some UPX to start, and if you decide to invest some cash, you get a killer bonus on your first UPX purchase, and you only get that bonus if you use the referral link to start out, so make sure that you don't miss out on that. This is seriously an amazing time to get out with LA around the corner and upon us. This is prime time, right? So have an awesome day, and we'll see you in the metaverse. Thanks.